I'm now acting as a devil's advocate. Let's consider a scenario. I'm a layman. I don't know how to enter into the digital world. I don't know how to use the computer. So I want to earn online money. What's best for me?
First thing is the amount of money you make is directly proportionate to how successful your client is. So if you're working for a client or a company and they're only making, a million rupees a month, then 100,000 rupees a month for you is probably the most you're going to get. They got to talk to Qasim Ali Shah, who will, motivate them and tell them it's possible and say it's not a scam to be able to make this much money, because a lot of people, they can't envision what is it like making 10 times more money. Or if I tell them, I did a webinar a few weeks ago and in 1 hour I made $50,000. But if you're working for folks who are making several million rupees a month, 10 million, 20 million rupees a month, then they're willing to pay a lot more for the same services. And it has an internet connection.
Yeah.
And you have access to Facebook.
Yes.
A web browser. You can watch YouTube,
Yeah.
Netflix, this kind of thing.
Yes.
And you want to be able to say, go from nothing to $100 a month.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another exciting episode of Karobari podcast, that is business podcast. So today the guest we have is Dennis Yo. He's from US and he's the CEO of BizMetrics. So I welcome to him to Pakistan and I welcome to him to in my studio for this podcast. He spared time for us to give us some important information, some guideline, what we are doing in the podcast and how can we facilitate Pakistan with this. So I welcome Dennis. How are you?
Thank you, Shahrukh. Thanks for having me. Honor spending a few days with you.
Thank you. So first question arises, how do you find Pakistan?
I love Pakistan. It's my first time in Pakistan. I like the fried chicken, the chicken biryani. I like the hospitality. Every single meal, people bring out food. They invite me to their homes. So I've stayed at Rihan's home in multiple places and other people. And it's just very, very welcoming. There's a huge population that is eager to work, very talented. And I want people in the US to know about this.
They're just really good. So how many cities you visit in Pakistan?
5.
5 cities.
6, yeah.
And how many celebrities do you meet in Pakistan? Social media celebrities.
20, 30. Yeah, several conferences that are all there. So we hang out as speakers.
So which city do you like the most?
I think I like Islamabad the most.
Due to weather?
Yeah. Although it was really, the heat is something and the air conditioning going out, or maybe because of the electricity and other things, that's a little interesting.
Yeah, it's surrounded by the mountains. It's a good view to have there.
Yeah.
So tell me more about the food you like in Pakistan. Yesterday we had fried chicken.
Yes.
And you had fried chicken in Lahore too.
Yes.
And you have multiple, we had a barbecue last night.
Yeah.
So what you like the most of the food of Pakistan? How you rate it?
I think I like KFC. And I think I like it more than in the United States.
More than the United States?
Yeah, you guys know how to do fried chicken.
That's I have no words to say that. So let's come to the topic then. What is BizMetrics?
We're creating jobs for young adults through training. We're doing training together with the big platforms. So Google, Facebook, GoDaddy, Infusionsoft, Fiverr. We have good relationships to create training with these folks because they come to us, like TikTok comes to us. They want training. So we create this training. And the difference between our training versus training that you would find on YouTube or training from someone else's program or whatnot, nothing wrong with learning from someone else on whatever the topic is, but a couple key differences with our training. One is our training is specifically designed to create work so that anyone who's certified can get work. So if you're a pilot and you go through the training, you're going to fly a plane. You want to be a doctor, you go through the medical school, you become a surgeon. So ours is directly tied to the job. Number two, the training we make with the most authoritative person or organization in the place. So if you want to learn digital marketing, a lot of people claim they know how to do digital marketing. How do you know? Well, the number one organization is Digital Marketer. So I'm a top trainer with Digital Marketer. For example, there's a lot of people teaching SEO. So Tanvir Nandla is a friend of mine. He says that I'm his mentor. And, he's my student, which is great. And he knows SEO. And he has thousands of students that are learning SEO from him. But he didn't work at the search engine. I worked at the search engine. So the training we have on SEO comes from people who actually are at the very, very top in the United States in those topics. If you learn different tools like how to use Descript, how to use Infusionsoft, how to use Instagram, then this is training that we've made together with these companies. So if you want to learn LinkedIn marketing, we've created training together with LinkedIn. If you're on Fiverr and you want to do freelancing, a lot of people are teaching how to do freelancing. A lot of people are in the Pakistani Freelancer Association. But you can go to the Fiverr site and see me with the executives at Fiverr talking about what's the best way to do freelancing. So it's higher authority is number 2. Direct job, higher authority. That's, I believe, the best training. And then number 3, we're doing it all for free right now.
Free?
Free.
Almost free?
Just like Rihan. He makes it free. Now, the training, the YouTubes, the podcasts, the academy, which you guys will see launching, or maybe by the time this releases, people will see it, the app, all these different courses, all that is free. But if you want to get the certification and take the test, if you want support, if you want our help in helping you get a job, then we charge a little bit to be able to pay for all of our people, right?
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And do you have the partnership with all these brands, huge brands?
Very lucky. I was lucky 20 some years ago to be in Silicon Valley.
Oh.
So I hung out with these people. I played Frisbee with them. I ate biryani with them. We went mountain biking together. And that gives us a unique advantage because a lot of our friends in Pakistan are very talented, but they just don't have the connections in the US to be able to bring those companies together.
Oh, well, that's so interesting for us to know. Okay, let's come to Pakistan. Pakistan, as you know, that Pakistan, the average wage, monthly wage is like $300 per month or $400 per month. So how can we increase this amount to like $1,000 or $2,000 per month? Do you have
Easy.
any idea?
First thing is the amount of money you make is directly proportionate to how successful your client is. So if you're working for a client or a company and they're only making, whatever, a million rupees a month, then 100,000 rupees a month for you is probably the most you're going to get. But if you're working for folks who are making several million rupees a month, 10 million, 20 million rupees a month, then they're willing to pay a lot more for the same services. So you could have the exact same level of talent that you're at. But if you're working for a company where everything costs more, like in the United States, everything costs more, they'll pay a lot more for the exact same thing. But that means you have to have good English skills. That means you have to understand how to work with Western clients. That means you have to be able to build relationships different than talking to someone on Fiverr, right? So improving those soft skills, like Sunny Ali teaches and Saqib teaches, all these other guys are teaching, I think is actually the most important thing to making more money. Not having more skills. Skills are important, but it's the ability to connect. And a lot of the people I've met in Pakistan are incredibly talented. I think they're fantastic. But how many of my friends in the US do you think know about them?
Hardly 1% or 2%.
And that's the problem.
We are invisible like in the US.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main problem.
Mm-hmm.
So my next question is, I want to do like, please blast this myth. Is Pakistanis can do a remote job or not? It's a major concern with Pakistanis. They are still hang out there, like they are stuck there. They think that we can do remote jobs. Yeah. And dollar can't come in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So please.
That's a mindset thing.
So,
they got
I want you to become a myth buster.
They got to talk to Qasim Ali Shah, who will, motivate them and tell them it's possible and say it's not a scam to be able to make this much money. Because a lot of people, they can't envision what is it like making 10 times more money. Or if I tell them, I did a webinar a few weeks ago and in 1 hour, I made $50,000. How many people are going to think that that's possible? They just can't comprehend that it's possible.
Not at all.
And the reason you can do that is that if you get a large enough group of people or a large enough client, so you have a client like a Nike or a Starbucks like I've had, they don't have a problem paying $1 million for a project that maybe some other client would only pay you $5,000. So it really is the level of the client. It's not the quality of the work, it's the level of the client. So if you can increase your skills, you can learn how to communicate, make videos. I was talking this morning with one of my new friends. His name is Samir. There's a lot of people named Samir here.
Yeah.
It's like John. And he had trouble making a 1-minute video. I said, wow, you're really good at Amazon drop shipping. Why don't you make a 1-minute video talking about that? To share who you are and how you're in Lahore, and if you like Lahore fried chicken, like whatever, just share something about who you are as a person. And he was too scared to do that because he was shy, because his English skills weren't very good. So if you can overcome that, then you'll be able to make these kinds of connections. You'll be able to find other freelancers that are making $1,000 a month. So what is it? 200,000 rupees a month.
Yeah.
And until you're around other people that are doing that thing that's a dream for you, that's a goal for you, it will seem like a fantasy. But when you're around a lot of people that have already achieved the thing that you care about, all of a sudden you're only a couple steps away. And that's what it was for me. When I started my career, I thought, if I could make $50,000 a year, that would be pretty good. If I could make $100,000 a year, that would be really good. But then when I was around the people in Silicon Valley who built Yahoo, who built Google, who built Facebook, arguing with Mark Zuckerberg. I've argued with him, over various things. You feel a lot closer. It increases your confidence. So if you're around a bunch of people, they might be friends and family, and that's fine, but they're only making a few $100s a month. How likely are you going to be able to make $1,000 a month? Versus what if your friend group, Shahrukh, was a bunch of people who were very successful in freelancing, digital marketing, social media, all this, and all of them are making $1,000 a month. Don't you think pretty soon you will too?
Sure, definitely.
Why?
Mindset.
Because of the mindset. Because when you're around these other people, you don't even have to try that much harder because they will naturally bring you up. You'll start to think the way they think. You'll talk the way they talk.
No.
They'll notice things about your behavior that you don't even notice, which is what we call a blind spot. And they will help you. They'll say, hey, Shahrukh, I noticed the way you're doing this one thing. You should adjust it this way. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Just being around other people. Literally, it's that simple. That's why Rihan is always trying to connect different people. It's the same thing. The way you lift people up is to open their eyes as to what's possible.
That's great. My next question is how long duration your course are?
Courses can be anywhere from 10 minutes to days. It just depends on what kind of task it is. So if you want to learn how to use the 4K video uploader to take an image and use the AI to upscale it to 4K and make $1 each time you do that, it might take you 10 minutes to do that. If you want to learn how to edit the video in a podcast, maybe that'll take you 2 or 3 days because there's a lot of tools there. If you want to learn how to be a public speaker and run a conference, that might take you weeks. That's more complex, lots of different levels. So everything we have is stacked up from little Lego blocks, little tasks, all the way up to big pieces, basically level 1 to level 6. Everything we have in our training system is graded level 1 to level 6. So just start from where you are. If you're brand new, start at level 1. Take some very small tasks. As you get better and better, start to take tasks that are worth $1, tasks that are worth $10 that are worth more, and you can start to manage bigger clients on more complex things that are worth more to the clients, so you get paid more.
So for Pakistan, English is the major concern that Pakistanis have. So how can you suggest them they can enhance their level of English?
The best way is talk to other Americans and practice making 1-minute videos. I see a lot of people, they're scared, they don't want to make the video, they're very shy, they're afraid of being embarrassed, all these things. But the only way to improve is just to overcome that ego that's holding you back and make videos, like what Shahrukh is doing, right? Shahrukh is maybe thinking, wow, I'm meeting this guy, Dennis, and his English is better than mine. Well, so what, right? I mean, my Urdu is worse than yours. But if you want to reach the American market, it's actually very easy. You just engage in our Facebook groups. Engage on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. We have 7,000 people in our Facebook group, Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu. You should join it if you're not in it already. And that's a great opportunity to practice. There's a bunch of exercises in there. There's one post I made where I said, now introduce yourself in a 15-second video. Hi, I'm Shahrukh, and I live in Karachi, and I like to eat fried chicken. I don't know, whatever it is, right? I like kulfi because it's crunchy and creamy. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just one little video like that. Lots of practice. So you see people are replying and practicing and practicing. Then there's another post in there. And I say, hey, let's everybody connect on Twitter. Here's my Twitter handle. Now you post your Twitter handle. And so all these people, hundreds and hundreds of people are posting the Twitter handle. Then I say, let's connect on LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn. Now put your LinkedIn. And they're all commenting with their LinkedIn. That's the best way to learn, right?
Yeah, that's the best way to learn.
Yeah, a lot of small steps.
You cannot go like directly to the top floor. You have to go by level to level. That's the reason. So I'm now acting as a devil's advocate. Let's consider a scenario. I'm a layman. I don't know how to enter into the digital world. I don't know how to use a computer. So I want to earn online money. What's best for me?
So you have a phone and it has an internet connection?
Yeah.
And you have access to Facebook?
Yes.
A web browser? You can watch YouTube,
Yeah.
Netflix, this kind of thing?
Yes.
And you want to be able to say, go from nothing to $100 a month. Well, that's not much at all. $100 a month is $101 tasks, or it's one job that's $100. And what you do is just set up your Fiverr account, set up an Upwork account, come join our group, Facebook group, Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu, and learn how to do these very simple tasks. And if you don't speak English and you don't know anything about digital marketing, you'll learn as you go. Don't even worry about trying to be perfect. I see a lot of people where their English is horrible. They can barely even speak English, but they know just enough to be able to use the tool, the different tools that we have. And watching the videos, they can see, click here, click here, click here, do this thing. And that's just a fast way of learning. You make a lot of mistakes, but if you're charging only a couple dollars a task, why not? If you're not in Pakistan, you can do Mechanical Turk. That's why Rihan really, really likes Amazon's Mechanical Turk, which is lots of tasks that are worth, 5 cents or 10, like a couple rupees each. But that adds up, and it's a good way to practice so that you can make, maybe 500, 600 rupees a day. It's not a lot of money, but it's a good starting point if you're starting from zero.
Well, I think, unfortunately, M-Turk is
M-Turk's not allowed here in Pakistan, but we're building an equivalent version, and you'll be able to complete lots of tasks that are worth just a few rupees each.
So you are giving a spoiler, right?
Yes. All of this stuff we've been working on. We've been working on this for years.
That's really
I'm an engineer, right? I build tools.
So something great is happening in the Pakistan.
Yeah.
I can surely see that.
Yeah. It's a great market. We just have to connect people together. We're building what we call the Content Factory. And we have a press conference later today to talk about those details.
So finally, tell people how to connect with you and how can they approach to you.
Best thing is follow me on Twitter. Connect with me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is for business. Facebook is for personal. If you want to learn, join my group, Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu. We've gone from nothing to, I think, 7,500 members. I think soon we're going to be at 10,000 members. The more people that are in there, the stronger the network, the more people you can practice with, the more jobs we're able to bring.
So it's really honored to have you here in my show. I really admire your ideas and what you are doing for Pakistan. In the end, I will request you, please, from my show, give me I feel like we need PayPal here, we need Amazon here, and we need we are working here, we are not terrorists, and you are the representative of us. You saw Pakistan with your eyes and what we are doing. We are not terrorists, so please convey your message to us.
Anytime there's ignorance, and I'm ignorant as American because I didn't come to Pakistan until recently, there's just a lot of stuff that you don't know. I spent time in Colombia, which has had the same kind of issue, where there's the reputation of drug cartels from 30 years ago. So, I visit Colombia now, and people are like, oh, there's drug cartels. That was 30 years ago, right? That's all been abolished since then. And with Pakistan, this is just like any major modern city, like going to New York or Chicago. Or maybe the electricity goes out. Maybe there's a little bit more traffic, right? Because it's so big. But American companies should be here.
Yeah.
They should come out. In September, we're going to be with Saqib and teaching at some universities. A lot of our American friends that are entrepreneurs are coming out here to see what Pakistan's all about. Don't come out just because it's fun. Come out because you're greedy, and this is a great way to grow your business.
True.
To see how amazing, how many people like Shahrukh are out here. Millions.
Millions.
Yeah, and most of them, you can hire them for almost nothing, and they're happy. And this is not to say to exploit labor, but anytime you have an economy that's moving up through the workforce that is becoming digital and shifting from a product to a service economy, there's a huge opportunity for labor arbitrage. So if you're a service business, if you are a dentist or a real estate agent or a web design company or an agency or a freelancer, and you can productize what you do, you can, if you have SOPs or processes or repetitive things that you can document, then Pakistan, Philippines, even Brazil, other places are a great place. If you build the right connections, if you have the right filtering process, because you're not going to hire everybody, you always have to hire just the top 1%, you'll be very happy.
So why don't you bring a group here in Pakistan?
I am. I've been making posts, and my American friends are saying, wow, I had a different idea what Pakistan was, but now I want to come out. When you greeted me at the airport yesterday with that big sign with my face on that, welcome Dennis Yu, I think we have 800 people that liked that one. And all these friends, and these are people, a lot of people in America that are saying, well, tell me more about Pakistan. What is up? Like I had no idea all of these things were possible in Pakistan. So it's awareness. The same way that our Pakistani friends don't have awareness of what's possible in terms of making income because they're not around other people who make that kind of income. Sure. Our friends in America are totally unaware that there's this massive labor pool of young adults. What is it, 150, almost 200 million young adults under 30 that know how to use social media, that speak decent English, that are eager to be trained.
So I finally thank you to join my podcast. And for my audience, this is Dennis Yu. He is bringing some good changes in Pakistan. Please do connect with him. And if you want to earn $1,000, that means 2 lakh rupees, like 200,000 rupees Pakistani per month. He's the man right here. So I pray that Pakistan should prosper. Pakistan would be recognized throughout the world, what we are doing. People see us like we are a hardworking nation, not a terrorist nation. And for this end, I'll end my show. Thank you, Dennis, again.
Thank you, Shahrukh.
We end this show with the slogan like Pakistan Zindabad. I say Pakistan and you say
Zindabad.
Pakistan
Zindabad.
Thank you.